to reach you. It's so difficult. I can't seem to let you go.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the True Gaming Podcast Show. I am Cinex Chaos. I'm joined by the one and only, the OGs. We have Insane Cam. We have Emerald Sloths. And coming straight to you live from his pickup truck, we have our newest partnered content creator. I am the Code Man. Code, welcome.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
So we'll get into a little bit about everybody in just a second. Really quick, if you guys are just tuning in, yes, this is live currently on my Twitch channel. This may not be the home of this show, obviously. In the future, we have our own Twitch channel for the actual True Gaming organization, but we're also going to be uploading this later to YouTube, so keep an eye out for that. I've already welcomed everybody. We'll get a little bit into them. If you don't know what True Gaming is, though, we're a group of content creators that love and have a big passion for gaming, and we've actually been playing games together last night and a few other nights, and we kind of hang out a lot, but we love supporting each other. It's been a cool little community that we've all brought together from different ends of the world, so we're really enjoying it. It's been a lot of fun. I mean, I think I've heard Cam last night almost break his mouse trying to play Hand Simulator. That he's still not very happy about that. Again, guys, as this is on Twitch, we will do our best to try to read chat and respond to chat. We're going to probably respond to chat a little bit after each of our topics that we are talking about. And then, as this is also on my channel, all my alerts are paused. We're going to talk about all these topics, and then after the stream, maybe some of us might hang out with you guys a little bit after, if these guys have some time. Let's get quite into the show right now. Let's start things off. Actually, I don't really want to go first. How about let's go round robin really quick. Emerald or Cam, who wants to go first really quick?
I'll go first. Hello, I'm Emerald Sloth. How are we? I am a simulator streamer, mostly, and play Euro Truck, American Truck, Farming Sim, bits of everything. Mostly Euro Truck, though. Yeah.
Nice.
That's about it, really, because there's not much in simulator streaming. It's sit there and drive trucks.
I think there's a bit more, but
well, I
You could be a farmer.
he does farming too.
Yeah.
I do farming fun time.
Yeah. All I will say, Emerald was he had his debut in our last podcast that we did. The only thing I'm going to say right now is # free the sloth. If any of you guys do follow Emerald's streams right now, you might know what that means. So
One more day. One more day. By the time this is posted, maybe on YouTube, you should be out of jail.
I thought you were only halfway through the other day.
Yeah, well, that was the other day.
There's been
I
days.
swear it wasn't that long ago. Has it been?
It's been a few. It's been a few. So, all right, Cam's up.
Yes. Well, I'm Insane Cam. Most people call me Cam. Play mostly shooters. I am the resident true sports guy. Till someone dethrones me. Doubt it'll happen though. I'm the console guy. I stream through a PC, but I mostly play console, PlayStation. Doing that for a very long time. So, yeah. Stream on Twitch. I'm pretty new at it, so we're working on it. But hopefully it'll be a lot better in the future.
I mean, your streams have been great already. I've been enjoying it. As soon as Cam,
my techies. Takes a lot of help from a lot of people to get this console to work good on Twitch.
I think Cam's first emote needs to be like a cartoon of him, like full red rage, whenever he dies or something in Call of Duty Warzone. So
I think I'd try to make one where I like someone who has like both their hands in their hair and they're like pulling it out.
Hey, that would be great. All right, and then on to our newest partnered content creator. Let's welcome I Am the Code Man. Code, what's up?
I don't know a lot. I mainly play PC games. I dabble into PS4 quite a bit, playing The Last of Us. I am going to be streaming God of War tomorrow. Don't know what time yet, but I will tweet that out. I got my start with Unreal, like back in the day, like late 90s. I mean, other than that, I mean, I usually play FPS. I have been into Escape from Tarkov a lot. Are you playing that clip?
A little bit, yeah.
Other than that, yeah, I mean, mainly play FPSs. That's what I enjoy most.
Yeah. And Code, I've been playing games with you for just about 6 or so years now. And obviously our friend group's expanded, and now I've kind of had the pleasure of combining all of our friend groups, and that's kind of how we've kind of composed True Gaming. Emerald, Cam, and Code are all from like 3 different friend groups that I've known, and we've all kind of started coming together, and all of our friend groups are starting to merge, which is kind of the coolest thing about this whole entire experience that we've been having. So
like a 4-hour conversation with one of your friends last night.
Literally,
yeah, that's I mean, the coolest part about it. I mean, we're all real chill people. It's a lot of fun. We have a lot of friends. We even see some of them hanging out here in the chat. So yeah, Code, real quick though, how did you get into games? Like what kind of brought you into gaming?
So weirdly enough, my dad, he built his very first PC when we lived out in the sticks. And he started off with, I believe it was Unreal. And for some reason, I just watched him every night for like 2 months straight. And one night he offered me to play it, and I played it and kicked everybody's butt. Came in first place, like, for the whole night, pretty much.
Nice.
And that started it off. From there, I went to Call of Duty on Xbox. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. And then it's just been trickling down, or uphill since, technically.
Nice. I love how you kind of had that Xbox path as a gamer. I know Emerald, I believe you were Xbox a bit more too. Whereas Cam and I were more PS4 or PS3 and even PS2. We kind of hung on the PlayStation side of things. So
Yeah, my first introduction to multiplayer was Xbox.
yeah, I was
Halo?
PlayStation
Or
2.
You guys, were you Halo?
No,
Oh
Modern
yeah,
Warfare 2.
definitely.
Mine was Modern
Oh, I
Warfare
played
2.
all of it.
I think
I never
Unreal.
got into despite how big of an Xbox fan I was, I never got into Halo.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean, it can be a hard game to get into. It's really different compared to what's actually out there.
Yeah. So, okay. Awesome. Code, with your streams lately, obviously you're just kind of getting started. What have you kind of accomplished recently? I believe you did a playthrough, right, of a game?
Yeah, I did The Last of Us. I streamed that for about 10 hours the other night. A long 10 hours.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Hey, you can't talk.
I was say you were like streaming what, like 12 hours the other night, 14, something like that.
Maybe. Okay.
Other than that, I mean, I finally got up to 27 followers, which is a lot to me.
It feels good. That first like 50, when you get to 50, it's like, ooh, each one has like that sentimental value because they're like that first 50 that have been there to support you from the beginning.
Yeah.
Granted, every person who does follow is special and things like that, but you really remember those first 50 that have kind of been there when you were really raw. And today's podcast is going to be quite a bit about streaming and kind of where it's at, where we think it could be, and starting off as a streamer. Although like Cam and Code are maybe a bit more newer to streaming, Emerald and I, we've been doing it for a couple months, so we're still, I'd say, slightly new to it as well and learning quite a bit as we go. But we really want to share our knowledge of what we've learned and things like that. So segueing into that is kind of wanting to learn, and one of our main topics is for today's show is things we wish we kind of knew earlier. What was something that when you started streaming, if you just jumped right into it, what was something that you got caught off guard by and you wish you knew a bit more about, or you got it kind of like came out of left field type of thing? What and you guys in chat, if you want to share yours, or down in the comments if you're watching this later, what is something, and to everybody here on the panel, what is something that kind of caught you off guard, or you felt you wish you knew a little bit more about streaming in general?
I don't know. I've had a lot of time to think about this, but also it like stumps me at the same time.
Oh, mine would be video editing. That's something I've been working on for like the past 3 nights, and it still stumps me. It's just so hard.
Yeah, in saying that, like it goes, that sort of goes to the fact that when you first start streaming, you know, you think that all you have to do is stream and you'll grow, and then you realize that you don't. You need to do the whole. If you actually want to grow and turn this into sort of, or potentially turn this into something, you actually have to do the whole YouTube thing and the Instagram thing, and you know, jump on trends and stuff like that. It's not just. It's very hard to naturally grow on Twitch, and that's something you don't really think of when you join a streaming platform. You think I'll stream and people will watch me, and then you realize no one watches you.
Oh yeah. There's just so much more to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
It's a lot more in depth than you think it is when you start out.
Yeah, it's a lot of the stuff is, I guess, putting effort into, and like you can't just turn something on and say, maybe it'll work, like you were saying, Emerald. And this also, I see in the chat a little bit too, this doesn't quite just go only to streaming. It also goes a bit to, like you guys were mentioning, editing videos for like YouTube, or uploading for created content. So editing is a hard thing, and that's probably the one thing that still scares me. That's why my YouTube is still non-existent. I'm not the greatest at editing video. I can put things together. It's funny because I can put graphics, I can put overlays, I can do all this stuff. I know tech pretty well, but putting a video together and kind of finding like those highlight moments and thinking, all right, what do you think the viewers would have thought of this? Is this something that's going to kind of intrigue them? That's part of a part that I still struggle with, and I feel like my videos when I edit them are going to be like not great. So
mine's thumbnails. Mine is like video. I accept. I know that I'm not the best, and I can deal with that, and that's fine, and I'll learn over time. But just thumbnails, I cannot. I have what you have with video editing with thumbnails, with photo editing. I just I can't do it. I sit there. I can sit there all day and still come up with nothing. What I think is nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cam, what are your thoughts?
Oh, man. You know, for me, I take a little different route to this because just the components, trying to get everything to sync up, depending on the quality of the stream you want. I mean, I could fire up the PlayStation and just stream me talking to the screen, but just knowing what the computer does and what all that stuff. And also something me and Chaos talked about, which is kind of a sore subject, is the PC community is not always so reluctant to help each other. They like keep secrets. They don't want, me to know trade secrets and stuff like that. So it takes a lot. I took a lot of, Chaos gives me advice. Mr. Van Busker gives me advice. They're both very knowledgeable, but without them, and you try to start on your own, you're just going to go through YouTube videos, clicking this and clicking that, trying to get it going. So,
yeah,
it's always trial and error.
Yeah, I wish the community would be more. You don't have to give your secrets to
welcoming.
having a great stream, but if someone says, the answer to something and you just don't tell them because you spent a day trying to figure it out yourself and you want them to it shouldn't be like what do they call that? You have to put in your 10,000 hours before you get to know the secret.
Tenure.
Yeah. That was the only struggle when I first started.
Yeah. I mean, guys, and anybody else, feel free to chime in on this. I wouldn't say it's like everybody doesn't want to share. I think one of the key things with it is with PS4, you're handed a console and your PS4 is practically the same as someone else's. Cam, you may have the same processor and graphics card as me, but if your memory or your memory chips are a different speed, we don't have the same PC anymore. If you are running one generation different of an i5, that's different. Nobody has the same setup across the board. If you do, it's very rare. Like somebody might use a software that's different. I have a Go XLR mixer, whereas Cam, you have a Blue Yeti mic. Emerald has, I think, a Audio Technica mic, and that's USB based. Mine's XLR based. And then Code, I believe, is still, you have like a nice little boom mic on your headset, right?
Yeah, so that's what I'm rocking. The little HyperX's.
Yeah, and I mean, they sound great. This is not sponsored, by the way. But the thing is, everybody's setups are so different. I think that's what makes it kind of tough. But if you have somebody who really knows their stuff, I think it really helps. Like Cam, Emerald, you and I were even working on something odd. I mean, I've learned things from Emerald myself. They've been great. So,
well, and there's ways that my setup works that would confuse a lot of the other people trying to do it too. So
it's very hard to be a console gamer still and then up that production level to being still streaming it through a PC, but then you want to talk to your friends on PlayStation. Cam, that I know you and I are still struggling with that, because PlayStation Party Chat, getting that to come through, that is the hardest thing. I'm pretty sure it's the same with Xbox, but it's tough. It's hard. I mean, there's so many craziness to all this technological stuff. And I even consider myself like someone who does that in my job outside of whatever gaming is. So,
yeah, I guess, I mean, people we know do that for a living too, and they still get stumped. So,
I mean, I do.
I guess
I'm slightly an audio engineer, and I'm literally, but I do it more on the hardware side, whereas the software side can sometimes stump me. So
there's just so much technology out there that we can access that it's years before we can actually learn all of it.
Yeah.
And that's even if we can learn all of it.
I mean,
go ahead.
Aaron.
Sometimes you have such a unique issue that not many people in the whole entire community have ever come across. Your system does something that is abnormal, whether it's a program you've installed, a piece of hardware. So sometimes it's hard to diagnose and get help for a problem because two people on the planet have had a similar problem to you, and it's hard to find that forum post that was from 10 years ago buried somewhere about it. And so, sometimes that's just the PC world.
Yeah, that I think everybody's set up different. Like, I think if you sat down in my chair and tried to get my stream on with you standing in front of it, it might take you forever to do it. So, and I think everybody who games like us, nobody wants to see the wires behind their setups. There's just tons of stuff going on.
Oh yeah,
I'm trying to fix that, but it's slow going.
I've had somebody tell me, speaking of wires, I just started adding a full room camera that's behind me pointing at my whole setup, and one person's like, are you gonna fix those cables? And I forgot there's this whole like group of people or like mentality that cable management is an absolute must. If you don't cable manage your stuff, you are a misfit. It's just like
yeah, pretty much.
It's just like, oh, I forgot about that side of things. I was like, well, you know what, let's point that camera a little higher. Code, did you have anything? I think you might have already shared yours, did you? Or
yeah
editing. Yeah, I would say my biggest thing, and it was actually a point that Emerald brought up to me, is streaming to a schedule and consistency. And when I say consistency, it's playing a type of game or a genre game or the actual game. Being consistent with it. When I first started streaming, I was everywhere. I would play Euro Truck Sim one time, then I'd go to Escape from Tarkov, then I'd go to Factorio, and then I would jump all the way to Call of Duty, then I'd go back to Euro Truck Sim the next night. Oh yeah, and guys, that was in the course of 24 hours. Growing a stream, I guess, is not easy when you do it that way, because, and I think it's absolutely true, is because your viewers have tastes and they like to see what they like, if that makes sense.
There's nothing wrong with being a variety streamer, but if you jump around too much, that's that's
Yeah.
too much variety. You've got to sort of have some. I always say to sort of pick like a core thing that your channel is based around. So you could be as loose as indie games. Like
Mm-hmm.
indie games, I was talking to Sunshine about it yesterday. Like, you could be very broad with indie games.
Definitely.
Racing, you could be like, I like racing games, and that's sort of where you go, and then you can sort of branch off from there. It's very hard to be like, for me, like if I suddenly want to say tomorrow I'm going to start streaming Fortnite, that's a big jump from streaming trucking and farming to playing Fortnite.
Oh,
my
yeah.
channel would just be like, wait, what is this? What are you doing? Go away, go back to the trucking. So
Yeah.
it's there's nothing wrong with being a variety streamer, and I think variety streaming is good because it keeps things from getting stale, but sometimes you can go too far down that variety path.
Yeah. Agreed. Anybody else have anything to share on that topic before we kind of move forward a little bit?
No, mine was always audio. My issue was always audio, and it still is to this
I
day.
think everybody has audio issues.
I understand.
I think
I had
no.
major. Yeah.
I think, I guess the overall message we could tell to people is like, you know what? If you want to get into streaming, obviously do what you can to get into it. Understand that it may be tough. Put the effort into it. Continue, strive through it. Don't worry about numbers. Don't worry about that. If you don't have, say, a PC to do it and you only have like a PlayStation 4 to stream, then use the PlayStation 4 to stream. There's nothing wrong with it. And if there comes a point where you can start to upgrade your setup and figure out how things work, then go for it. Do it. But don't feel like you have to. But I think a lot of the points we all talked about is like having the proper equipment, not buying stuff that you just don't even know how to use, or like me, in my case, stay consistent. Emerald's mentioning audio issues, things like that. Those are all key things you still want to keep in the back of your mind, but work with what you got is the key thing, I'd say.
100%. Go out and spend all the money in the world.
Yeah. Okay. This could be a bit of an interesting topic. So right now, without going into too much detail of what obviously is going on in our current state of the world right now, a lot of countries are kind of seeing shelter in places. And you know what? Streamer counts and streaming statistics, everything seems to be kind of going up. The amount of people streaming, the amount of people watching, sometimes in video games, sometimes just in the whole broad spectrum of streaming, whether it be IRL, whether it's just chatting, you name it, everything seems to be growing. But in recent news, Mixer has announced that they will be closing their doors and offering a migration path for all their streamers to go to Facebook Gaming. So now that kind of does leave Facebook Gaming, YouTube or YouTube Gaming, whatever it's actually called, and then Twitch, which we are all 4 streamers on. 2 of us are affiliates. So keeping that in mind, I mean, what are our thoughts? Where do we think we're going to see streaming, and where is it going to be in 6 months? And maybe not just streaming, maybe even YouTube, like prepared videos. Like, where do we think we'll see this gaming industry in like the next 6 months? Who wants to kind of take the lead?
I don't think streaming is going to change too much in 6 months' time. Honestly, like, I don't think Facebook doesn't want to try too hard. They're just going to take on the people who want to be there and then just let them be there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I don't think Facebook are going to go for a push to be the top streaming platform. They're just going to be happy where they are with what they've got.
Especially with Twitch being such a mainstream right now.
Yeah.
And I think I don't think YouTube understand yet how big streaming can be. I think because they still haven't polished the YouTube streaming platform that I've used it a handful of times in the past, and it's not great.
Mm-hmm.
It is very clunky. It feels like it's sort of an add-on rather than an actual feature. It feels like it was something that was just slapped onto the side of YouTube. So I think the usability for the streamer and the viewer is not that great on YouTube Live.
Yeah. I've seen
So
a lot of their partnered people, like some people who have left Twitch or left wherever, and they've gone exclusively live streaming over at YouTube. And they even they recognize and they do say there's some issues with this platform, but we want to work with you to build it up. My only fear, not really fear, I think Twitch has been doing a good job. Once Mixer came around, Twitch really started innovating a lot. And they started pushing new features. They try to keep themselves competitive. And I think it works out the best. And this is just a general like business type thing, is competition is good for everyone.
100%.
It challenges people. I mentioned a bit about fluctuation, I guess, to some people who I talked about privately with this, and the way like I've seen a report, I don't remember where, is like your statistics, whether it be views or live viewers, when school's in session, it's always kind of like kind of hard. It's not the best. Then you kind of hit the spring break, and obviously we're talking northern hemisphere in a way, but you hit spring break and things start to like ramp up. Then you hit summer, like from June until August, and your numbers are a lot bigger because most people are home. And then it hits right at late August when schools start to reconvene and numbers just tank. Sub counts drop, viewer counts drop. Picks up a little bit back in December for the holidays, and it seems like obviously the gaming industry revolves around a younger generation. There's outliers out there that kind of go in different directions, very young to obviously much older, but I feel like it's just going to be interesting. I really don't know where it's going to go. I've seen a lot of sports go to esports. We've seen racing. A big one is racing go to iRacing and stuff like that. So I think once things reopen a little bit, numbers may drop a bit, but I think we've introduced a lot of people to a new platform that hopefully they kind of hold to themselves and kind of keep referring to.
All right, I tend to agree with that. I think there was a lot of people who didn't know that Twitch was or live streaming was a thing, and then due to the current world circumstances, they were forced to sort of look for content and look for things to do, and they discovered that Twitch and live gaming was a thing. And so whilst okay, they've been forced into a lockdown, they were watching, and then they're allowed to go back to school or work or whatever it is they do. Yes, okay, they can't watch as much as they used to, but now on a Friday night where they used to watch Netflix or where they used to just sort of do nothing, well, now they'll come to places like Twitch and YouTube and spend time with some of their streamers that they discovered. So I think at the end of the day, overall there will be a growth, but it will drop. A per day view will drop, but the overall growth of the platform will probably go up.
I can definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
So because a lot of people's lives have changed from being able to go out and about to literally being given stay-at-home orders, and it's a major change from being able to do all that. So yeah, I could definitely see it going up and staying up.
Yeah.
But,
Well,
yeah,
this is the people that grew up when Twitch just started to get huge, they're just going to keep watching, and then the generation before it's going to go keep watching. So it's going to drop off a little bit when people get more, busy with outside. But as easy it is to pull up Twitch now in your day-to-day life and pop in because a lot of the communities with the streamers a lot of them are like friends, and your streamer is interactive with them. The chat's interactive. I mean, it's not the cable TV generation anymore. It's people watch Twitch instead of watching TV. They watch YouTube instead of watching TV. And it's just so easy to pull up. I can pull up Twitch while I'm at work. It takes 1 second to do. Pop in, say hello. I mean, those people are like almost like your friends in your channel. So,
yeah, I mean,
100%.
Cam, you literally posted in my chat today. You were like, "Hey, I'm at work. What on earth are you playing?" All I hear is you screaming and yelling, and I was playing Getting Over It for the first time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh my
I told
god!
you, I had you.
I am sorry.
I had you in my earbuds at work, and I put in a bet on your race, and I told you I couldn't see the screen, and all I could hear was tires screeching, and I'm like, there goes my top 5. So, and that was in the middle of me doing anything I did before. So, and I mean, I had an instance where I talked to somebody when I was out in the field, and this like 20-year-old girl, she quit her job and said she's going to just stream part-time on Twitch. I was like, wow, man. All right. I was like, geez, I didn't know it was that big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've had some IRL friends who they always knew I played video games, and then they were just like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Yeah, I kind of done a pretty good job of keeping my personal and my streaming and gaming life separate, as well as my professional work life. I've kept them all separate, but my personal life of some of my personal friends I've grown up with now actually come in and watch some of my streams. They've never known what Twitch was." They didn't know that people played games on YouTube. They didn't know any of this even existed. They knew there was online games and things like that, but they never knew there was like that much of a fan base revolving around
a whole different world out there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Well,
now they watch it instead of regular TV sometimes, which I've even done. So
Yeah, there's a lot of instances. I mean, people come and go in your life, but if they can watch you on Twitch, I mean, they could pull you up and you could still have an interaction where they can actually see you still. I mean, case in point, Mr. Van Busker in the Middle East right now can pull up my stream and watch me, and we can be connected a little bit that way if he's not here. So, I mean, it's just crazy that you can watch somebody all the way over someone else, you know?
Yeah. Emerald, I mean, you have people viewing you from all over. I mean, being in like New Zealand, you obviously stream at a much different time frame. Oh, sorry, Australia.
Oh, mate.
Whoa, I'm gonna get a lot of grief for that one. Oh boy. So being down obviously in Australia is I am so much in trouble for that.
One is a lot bigger than the other.
Oh no. So being with Australia though, you do stream at a much different time frame than like myself. For me, you start at 3 a.m. your streams.
Yeah.
For Code, you start your streams at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
So Code could wake up in the morning. We all know Code's not going to wake up in the morning, but
that's not happening.
you get people viewing from different ends of the world, and it's really cool to how people can interact and connect. It's actually awesome. I mean, I've built a lot of friends all around the world just through gaming. Yeah. I haven't met you in person once.
No, through gaming, like before I started streaming, I knew a few people from different parts of the world, but it was never too extreme, and I didn't talk to those people sort of regularly. But since streaming, I talk to people from New Zealand at least once or twice a week. I speak to people in the UK and the Netherlands and Sweden on a daily basis. I help them out with their project that they have running. Then I've got you guys over in the US that, I talk to Chaos now on a daily basis. Like, that's just how it is now. And I've had viewers from as far as, one of my best ones I always say is Israel and Lithuania. I've had one from Brazil. I've had some from Canada. I've had one guy from Las Vegas. I've never spoken to these people again, but I remember that I've had viewers from those parts of the world because it's just so sort of strange to sort of look at things like that and you go, wow, that's really far away.
Yeah. And
this person's watching me drive a truck. It's kind of weird.
Or your tractor, too.
Yeah, or my tractor. Yeah.
Man. Yeah, it's
That's one thing
interesting.
we were talking about the other day is, we were asking questions like, what is probably your favorite spot that you've learned so far that people stream or watch your stream from? And he was saying Israel, and I was just like, yeah, man, mine's been France. I've had several people drop in from France, which is like, you don't think video games can actually have such a big impact on everybody's lives and actually bring people together so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's awesome. It's really cool how people can unite over one passion of gaming and stuff like that. So it is weird when you kind of think about like gaming but Twitch is not just gaming. You have the IRL streamers too, and you have the just chatting streamers. You have all that
art.
type of stuff. There's art, yeah, body art. There's musicians now. DJing might be going down the pipeline pretty quick away because of current DMCA issues here on Twitch. A lot of people are being very careful about playing music nowadays. I know all of us have been affected by that, especially Emerald and I. We typically actually played music on our stream quite often. We were forced to delete a lot of our clips instantly.
I just got supported by a radio station, and like 2 weeks later, I was forced to like not listen to them anymore. Like, luckily they were chill about it, and they understand that it's a situation out of our control. So they said, "Look, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
You still support us, we'll still support you," and the whole. So luckily, I'm still supported by them. But
yeah,
that was just really funny.
Well, and you definitely do support them. Like, you still plug them quite often on your stream. I've even tuned into them sometimes just when I'm out and around the house. So
I always have them open.
Mm-hmm. Cam, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I think that's a with what you're into and how Emerald streams. That's a topic I think we could go on for quite a while on.
Yeah,
something we might want to talk about in a different one.
Oh yeah, future show for sure. Because my outside job, DJing, I wish I could have done some DJing for everybody. It would be fun.
I think they're gonna figure out something.
Yeah. Well, we briefly we discussed that ages a while back, and there will be someone who will come up with a way around it or a different system that we can use. But how long that's going to be, that's unknown.
Yeah. So, okay. So, kind of switching topics a little bit. Now going into some recent news regarding announcements of consoles and games. With obviously the current world situation, we've seen a lot of gaming conventions have to cancel and shut their doors this year, with hopes of being able to do it again the following year. E3, Twitch cons have been all canceled. Some are going to more of a digital platform where they're doing these shows. I mean, it's not just gaming, it's everything. Like Apple's Worldwide Developers Conference did theirs fully digital, I think like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. I kind of tuned into that a little bit. We've seen Sony do their massive unveiling of some upcoming games that will be running on the PlayStation 5. I mean, we've had Xbox, EA. What is some games that kind of excite you after all these recent announcements?
Pokemon Snap.
You're joking.
No, Pokemon Snap is my childhood.
Okay. All right.
I am going to steal my girlfriend's Switch when that comes out. And I am absolutely going to smash it out.
I used to love Pokemon Stadium. That was cool.
I did too. Wait, Cam, what did you play that on? Nintendo 64? Was it that?
GameCube, maybe, I think.
Was it GameCube? I thought it was the 64 because it had like the weird, like upside down M-shaped. It's like an M-shaped controller one. Was that it?
64, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, did.
Interesting.
I mean,
okay.
As the elder statement, I grew up playing Pokemon Red on a brick Game Boy. So.
Me too. Me too.
With a green screen.
Black
With
and
a green
white.
Screen.
Yep. No, Pokemon Red was my jam.
You remember you used to
Red and blue
and upgrade them by plugging in whatever that cord was, and
oh my god, yes.
Oh, Lord.
That cable.
Yep.
Oh, that cable was so expensive too.
Sunshine and I were looking into emulators last night, and ROMs and all sorts of stuff. We were going down a classic rabbit hole.
I was doing that a little with Chaos yesterday too.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm excited to see what Ubisoft just announced their virtual show that's coming out on the 12th. I think.
Yeah.
12th, 13th. Yeah.
I think it is. It's Sunday.
I
Devolver Digital is coming up soon too. Oh wait.
I always don't mind
Maybe
Ubisoft
tonight. I don't know. Ubisoft, it's hit or miss though with their games sometimes.
Exactly.
Like, I was so excited for The Division 2, and then it just tanked.
I heard it. Yeah, I heard it tanked.
It didn't do well. But then here's like the interesting part, like For Honor. For Honor started as a game and it was just like, oh, it's good, and then it went real bad, and now people are like, oh, it's not bad again, it's good.
Well, it's also like Watch Dogs. Like Watch Dogs 1
Yeah.
was such a contriversial thing because of like how the graphics things and all of that. And I played it. Look, the game wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. But then they've made a second one. The second one was actually pretty fun, and they're doing a third one. So clearly, Ubisoft tweak things until they can get it right.
Yeah.
They tend not to give up on a project very easily.
True. Yeah. Code, what would be a game you're excited for?
Oh, dude, mine's Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think me and Code talked about that for a while too. Yeah, that. I think
Yeah,
they hope they do it right because it's been hyped big time.
It's been, yeah, I'm hoping it's not like a, I don't want to bash them, but the one where you like could play almost like Iron Man, and it just went extremely downhill because it had no content in it.
Anthem.
Anthem.
Yeah.
That was that hurt. That hurt a lot.
Ubisoft and Ubisoft and EA are very well known at hyping up a game so well, and then it just like, wait, this is what we got? Huh?
Yeah, so I'm hoping it's not like that. I'm hoping there's a lot of content, a lot of hours you can play in it.
Yeah.
But I'm also on the weary side because of past history.
Yeah.
I mean, it's CD Projekt Red. They tend to put all of their passion into the game. They're not a game developer company that just like pumps out games all the time. They are very specific with the games they bring out.
They're very detail oriented too. Like there's like
Oh,
The
yeah,
Witcher, right? Isn't The
Yeah,
Witcher one of their games? The
Yeah.
Witcher 3
Wild Hunt
is
3, right?
yeah. They went crazy, and that's still
Amazing game.
one of the
Amazing
best
game.
games that is constantly talked about and even still played right now to this day. So I guess I'll go with mine. I forgot to probably ask you guys to send me those ahead of time. But I think the one I am most excited for is going to be a little bit of Star Wars Squadrons.
Yeah.
So,
Like the cool thing about this one is like you play either the Dark Force
yeah,
or the Light, which is just blows my mind because they've never done it before.
2 story paths. Oh
Yeah.
man, that could be really cool. I
They're
really am intrigued by it. Their showing of it looked pretty good at the EA Play event or whatever the EA thing was. It looks good. It looks really good. I'm very curious to learn more about it and have them show it more. It's actually coming out around the corner. So like I believe it's October 2nd is when it launches. So it looks good. I don't know. I'm curious though. I'm scared because it is EA.
What piques my interest is like not a lot of people have done a successful 2 campaign story wise.
Yep.
And it's going to be really interesting to see if they can actually pull it off.
Yeah. It'll be
So
cool.
I can't wait.
The multiplayer features are going to be awesome. I mean, we've seen it before. It's not anything new, but it is Star Wars. So I think with the way that the last Star Wars game, what was it? Fallen Order? Or what was it called? I never played it yet. The most recent one.
Jedi, something like that, I think?
Something like that. The latest movie, not the
Star
movie.
Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
That one, yeah, Fallen Order.
Yeah.
That game actually was amazing and did pretty well in terms of ratings. Before that, though, Battlefront 2 and Battlefront just did not do well at all.
No, I feel like they're trying to mainstream it too much.
Yeah.
Which, like, Star Wars, I mean, it should be different. It shouldn't be like a COD or
Battlefront 1. Battlefront 1 was just pretty much Battlefield with a Star Wars skin on top of it. At least with Battlefront 2,
Yeah,
they did try.
it actually was.
They did try and make it more Star Wars-y.
And actually, Battlefront 2 is doing really good right now. A lot of people are really enjoying it again. It's kind of gotten a second life.
Just for some information, CD Projekt Red have only ever released 4 games in 13 years.
Oh my goodness.
So there you go. That's how little games they bring out. That's why they work
I know
on
they
them
come
stuff.
out with the 2. What other 2 have they come out with?
Pretty much Witcher 1, 2, and 3. And then Cyberpunk did the 4th.
Oh, so they did make the first 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What I've heard, Cyberpunk's going to have kind of a choose your own destiny type of thing too. Like the actions you do can
Consequential.
affect. Yeah.
Dynamic
Yeah.
storyline. I think it's what it's called.
And the way they're saying it is like it's going to be like real. Like a lot of players won't have the same story from start to finish.
Mhm.
You know, all four of us can play that game completely differently and have a different outcome and play it, you know, completely, you know, differently.
That's
I
just
think that's kind of
insane.
cool.
Yeah,
It's some games have said they do that, but really, like, there's 2 or 3 major choices you make, and it doesn't really, at the end of the day, affect too much, you know. But by what they're saying with CD with Cyberpunk, it's going to be like very different.
Yeah. It's cool. It looks great. I mean, I respect that they've delayed it a few times because games we've seen too many games lately that have been rushed. And
Oh yeah.
I think this one is one that they're taking their time on because they know they have something here that they've seen other games kind of flop. So I think the fact that they're taking their time on this is going to be awesome. With PlayStation 5 around the corner, I think this has been developed for current gen, and they'll just I could see them porting it over to next gen. I don't know if we'd see massive graphic boosts because it already looks completely amazing.
I was just saying it's I think it's coming out before the next gen actually gets a chance
November
to.
right now, I believe, is the current time. This is a
Yeah.
trailer from 2 weeks ago, even.
I think it's November 19th is what I believe I've seen the release date on.
Yeah. It looks good, though. I mean, it's exciting to see. I mean, it's probably the most hyped game of the year.
Oh, easy.
So,
Easy. Even since last year, like I remember at PAX Australia, like we got to see like one of the first exclusive gameplay
Yep.
trailers that hadn't been released yet, and last year it was just even then it was still intense about like the hype that was around it all.
it'll be cool. I'm excited. It'll be a good game.
I'm not as excited for it as I was, but I'm still definitely going to give it a go, 100%.
I mean, it's got some celebrities in there too, which is kind of cool. November 19th, though. So we'll see it in a couple months, believe it or not. What is that? 4 months from now.
Which is crazy to think it's gonna
Yeah,
fly.
I know.
Yeah. I watched a trailer today, Chaos. Might be a dark horse for you with you getting back into the wheel more as the Gran Turismo 7 also is coming out.
Gran Turismo has always been a interesting game. Is it coming out to PC though, or is it only going to be a?
I thought Gran Turismo was only PS4.
It's PS4
Yes,
exclusive.
but is it
Because
going to be
that's-
exclusive? Because the thing is, I mean, look, we're seeing Horizon Zero Dawn now come to PC next month.
Well, that's simply because it's Xbox and Microsoft. It can port over pretty easily
Yeah, but
because you got Xbox Game Pass and stuff like that.
Horizon Zero Dawn was
I
Sony
could have.
exclusive.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought it was Sony exclusive, and it's a Sony studio.
I did not know that.
It is, but I think what has happened is
Yeah.
because of Microsoft doing the whole PC thing where all of their stuff goes to PC and them actually getting a lot of traction with PC players being able to play Microsoft games, like Sony are like, oh, that's a market. So I still think it'll release exclusively. It'll be a timed exclusive.
Yes, timed,
And
definitely.
eventually it'll come to PC. It probably will never go directly to an Xbox because Gran Turismo has never been on an Xbox, but it'll probably come to PC. I wouldn't put it past them. It might be a year. It might be 2 years. Who knows? It might be 6 months. But I think they will. I think Sony is slowly waking up that the PC market is a lot bigger than they thought it was.
Yeah,
I think a lot of game companies are realizing that.
definitely.
So I've never played Gran Turismo.
I played
I
GT.
did
Gran Turismo 3 is the last one I played back on PS2, I think. It's been years.
That
And my
4.
I wasn't even mine. I've played it on my friends.
So, I mean, has everybody kind of shared their games thoughts?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, we're getting a little close to time, but I think we'll go real quick. PlayStation 5, Xbox, what is it, Series X? I can never keep up.
Series X. Yeah, it's Series X.
It's like their names are so confusing. It's so confusing to me. Like,
Well, one of the
how-
names that they were thinking about calling it wasn't it like Scarlet Red?
That's the project name.
Yeah, Project Scarlet was
okay.
their code name for it, I believe. So,
But they call it Xbox Series X. It's
I
interesting.
mean, I guess we can just go first with the PlayStation 5. I mean, thoughts on the design? I mean, thoughts on the fact that they're going physical and a digital media version? I think
think
that's
it's
a
an ugly-
first. It's
What's
I think
gonna
it's
stop me is the price.
But
oh yeah, we don't know the price officially yet, do we?
of either of them.
Yeah, true. They're gonna hold their cards tight to each other or to
but
to themselves.
there's so much technology built in them. It just like that's what worries me is like with what they got claiming in them right now, it could be easy big price tag.
I mean,
I've
go
heard
ahead.
they're floating it right at $5.99. They think it's going to be.
I think that's
Which is
what it is, but
which
I
is great.
think it's going to be tough to get that right now. I think that's why they're neither of the two sides are going to release theirs probably until closer to the holidays, right before launch. But
Well, I know they want to stop people from buying multiples too, but you just can't stop people from going in and in and in. So
yeah,
'cause that's what
And
happened when the PS4 came out. There were people buying like
Yes.
6 of them at a time.
I couldn't get my hands on one. Same thing with the Switch is happened. So
You still can't get a Switch right now.
it's very hard.
I think it's an ugly looking console, but it's even uglier with the disc drive.
Yes, disc
See,
drive
that's
is
the other
ugly.
thing that worries me is like the all digital. Is it gonna be a bigger hard drive? Because currently, right now, like Xbox, for example, they're all digital. Still comes out at a 500 gigabyte.
Well,
And
I
you
mean,
have
the
games
newest
like COD that
PlayStations
are
are doing
200.
what do you call it, terabytes now, right? Isn't the base PlayStation a terabyte?
I think they've all the
500
newest
is the
consoles are all
base.
going very large spaces. Are going a terabyte. You just can't with how big games are getting. You cannot put in small hard drives in them anymore.
Yeah.
You just can't. It's just
Well,
dumb.
This whole SSD technology
And
inside
then-
the PlayStation 5 too is that if they're gonna go a big hard drive, it's gonna be expensive.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like the SSD, the new who made it? Was it Samsung? I think Samsung pitched in on making a new SSD for them that was capable of reading faster and whatnot. So I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see what the prices are.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that you can get like an M.2 SSD for a decent price with a decent storage capacity is just should be possible for them to do something.
Should be. I mean, hopefully too. I mean, it all depends on the part prices as well. So
Well, another cool thing is like I think both of them have ray tracing.
yes, I thought they did.
Yeah, and then I think both of them are also capable of 8K output.
I believe the
What?
Xbox is, yes.
Yeah, I'm saying,
It has the potential to do 8K.
Okay, but maybe not ready at launch type of thing.
Well, because
No
there's not much
games
stuff
are ready
to
and
do
there's no
8K.
market.
Yeah, there's very minimal 8K market. So I believe that they are saying that it is capable of doing it.
Yeah. So
I'll say we're still mass producing 4K TVs. I don't. We're gonna retail an electronics department. I haven't seen an 8K TV
no.
at all.
I think the only way we're seeing 8K is like when you're pairing multiple monitors and stuff like that, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it's happening. And it's not going to be a consumer for any time soon. We don't even see it in
Oh no! Yeah.
even
I
in
think
the
that they do
industry yet.
They do exist, but they're so just outrageously expensive, and
Mhm.
just they're not. They're for people who own mansions and shit like that. It's just-
Yeah. Samsung Smart TV 8K, $2,500.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
that's insane.
But like what he was saying, there's literally not much of anything that can actually run 8K.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a technology that's there, but with how long it's going to take for a lot of these games to reach 8K because nothing's at 4K quite yet, it's
Yep.
going to be, by the time they get to it, the technology that you have bought would already be obsolete.
Definitely. Yeah. That's tough. I
Yeah.
don't know yet.
I had a question. It's probably more for probably for you too, Code. Like with the in the integration with a lot of PC players using controllers. Do you think you guys are going to do a PlayStation or Xbox, like PlayStation 5 controllers? Do you think people are going to stick with like a PS4 controller? Do you think people are just, since they're so comfortable with PS4, will there still be people playing PS4
Oh,
on PC? Because I know a lot of the big COD players, they use the PS4 controller.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. There's a lot of people in the top leaderboards in COD right now who use PS4 controllers.
see,
The one thing I
Yeah.
think that the PS4 controller has is that, personally, since I played both platforms, probably almost all generations, is that the PS controllers are just a lot more comfortable.
I always had a hard time. Same with you, Code. I've had a hard time holding Xbox. It just didn't feel natural or comfortable
They're
to
just
me.
bulky. Yeah, they're just bulky.
But
And PS4, they're just slim and everything.
Xbox has got better. It's not the big block black ones they used to have.
I know. Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
dude,
the
those are
originals.
terrible.
The originals were so
Yeah.
insane.
The Duke, that's what they were called.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think Xbox are changing their controller up too much for the next platform. I don't think. I
No,
don't
it
actually think they.
It was
don't think they're really
PlayStation
changing
that
at all.
changed it.
It's not
PlayStation-
DualShock now. It's DualSense. It's a whole new series.
Yeah, so
I
they
think-
changed quite a bit.
I think Xbox have sort of said, we found what works. Why change it? Like a lot of the community are happy with how the controller works, whereas I find PlayStation keep trying to innovate the controller, and it's like,
Yeah.
you can't keep changing it.
Yeah,
People adapt to the way it is. You know, Xbox have not changed the controller since the Xbox One launched, and even the Xbox One controller is not too far different from an
From
Xbox
the
360
360.
controller.
Yeah.
The DualShock originally sucked for PlayStation.
Oh god, it didn't even
sound
have
like-
analog sticks. Remember
Sounds
the
like you had
original?
batteries rolling around in it.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. I still have a PlayStation 1.
See, I got in it too, so I was a little of a late bloomer. But I believe some of us do need to get ready to head out in a little bit. So is that still right? Probably.
Yeah.
So I think we
5
should
minutes.
probably get ready to start wrapping it up. Any little quick closing remarks on that topic before we kind of get into the closing of the show?
I'm not buying a console.
I don't know if I am either. I actually don't know if I am. Code?
All
If
the
I
Cam?
was, I'd buy it. If I was, I'd buy an Xbox because I'm an Xbox player. So there.
I'd be
own
buying
both Xbox and
PlayStation.
PlayStation right now. Definitely not Xbox because you got Xbox Game Pass. I mean, with Xbox Game Pass, you can pretty much play anything new coming out on PC.
Yeah.
PlayStation wise, I mean,
It's more the
I don't know. I'm not feeling it.
exclusives. I don't know yet.
Yeah,
I'm not. They have to really like hook us in. I mean, it's weird being a PC person now. I prefer PC, but you can't deny that there's some great exclusives on PlayStation and some great ones on Xbox. So it's tough. It is.
well, see that's what I'm saying though. Like the exclusives on Xbox, the Xbox Game Pass is just a big game changer.
So, well, I think the whole PlayStation versus Xbox is definitely a topic we could go on and on and on about. Maybe for
Oh,
another
yeah.
show when they start releasing more information. But we are going to start wrapping things up, guys. I don't know. I know some of us might have to leave. Some of us might want to be able to stick around. We can kind of play it by ear. But for the most part, let's go around real quick. Tell everybody, share with them your username and how they can find you here on Twitch, on social media. Maybe something cool to expect from your streams coming up real quick. So who wants to kind of kick things off on that?
I guess I'll go since I'm the one who's got to go probably. So, yeah, right now you can just find me at Twitch and Zane Cam, and I've got some stuff coming up. I'm going to be setting up a lot of social medias and working on a new overlay setup soon. Hopefully, launching that affiliate a little bit, maybe. So look out in the future, very soon. And yeah,
Awesome. All right. Emerald, you want to go next?
I'm Emerald Sloth. You can find me everywhere as Emerald Sloth. I am useless at social media. Trying my best, but not very good at it. and the new schedule is going live as of tomorrow. It's not changing too much, but it's just getting a bit more refined, and yeah,
Yep.
that's it.
Except they can find you on Twitch at Emerald Sloths.
Yes, there's an S because someone already has the account Emerald Clock and they haven't streamed in a year.
Yep.
Oh man.
Over to our newest partnered content creator, Code. Take it away.
Twitch and Twitter. Only two things I have right now currently. Both
Same.
of them are at I am the Codeman.
Cool.
Later tonight, after this stream, probably about 30 minutes, I am going to be streaming some Escape from Tarkov. And then tomorrow, tune in for some more God of War.
Sweet. I love your single player playthroughs. All right. Well, I guess I'll go next. I mean, you guys are watching it on my channel right now, so I think you've already found it. But same thing as all them. You can find me on Twitter at SynXChaos. Join. I think almost all of us have, or a few of us have, our own individual Discords as well. We have the True Discord. Make sure you guys are following us on all of our platforms. With my stream, you can catch more iRacing. We've been having a lot of fun with the betting on my racing results for iRacing, which I just started. But yeah, it's been fun with my streams lately. We've been getting pretty active with the racing. I think I've developed gambling addictions for half of my viewers, so I am very sorry.
Off cuff death.
Yeah, Death Angels has been going a little crazy. But guys, for True overall though, make sure you guys follow us at True Gaming Org on almost all social media platforms. This video is right now on my Twitch channel. It'll be here, it'll stay here, but we're gonna look to upload this to YouTube somewhere next week. Where this podcast will be hosted in the future, we're not quite sure. It might be our channel. We might rotate to Emerald's channel, Code's channel, Cam's channel, Trick, who's not here tonight, joining us, but definitely go show him some love as well. Guys, I think that's about a wrap on the show. Thank you to Emerald, Cam, and Code for joining us tonight. We're gonna officially wrap up the stream, but I think a few of us might stick around a little bit. I know Code's gonna be streaming, so definitely go check him out. But other than that, guys, we're gonna be signing off, and we'll see you guys all in the next one. All right, take care. See you guys later.
Later.
Bye.
I gotta tell you, but I wanna wait. Never thought that feelings could disappear. Why the sorry now?